So as the boom operator, you are operating the microphone, the boom mic, all right? And that requires you to cue the mic. And cueing the microphone means pointing it at the person who's speaking, or the thing that is making sound. So let's give us a little scene and we'll demonstrate this. And Andrew, why don't you start with the first line?
Okay. Miranda, I wish you had ordered me breakfast.
I'm sorry, but you weren't there.
Yes, but I was on the schedule to come in.
Okay, I promise I got you next time.
Okay, so you can see that I was pointing the microphone diaphragm port towards the person who was speaking, because that's how you're going to pick up the sound. You're not going to be picking up any sound from the back end of the microphone usually. Now give us a little bit of space and we'll see what happens when the scene, when they're spread farther apart. So depending upon the shot, this could be one boom or two. This is probably one. If it's one wide, it could be one stick. If it's two singles that are close up, you might want to give it two booms. So on this, Andrew, why don't you start the scene again?
Okay. Miranda, I wish you had ordered me breakfast.
I'm sorry, but you weren't there.
But you knew I was on the schedule to come in.
Okay, I promise I got you next time.
So you see, I am moving and rotating the boom pole to cover the distance to get there in time for their lines. Now, depending on the timing of it, I know that, Miranda might jump her line a little early, so I'm already moving away from Andrew, but still pointing at him, keeping him on axis of the mic, and then I swing at the last second. And sometimes I'm leading off of her to come to him. And the other reason to do it that way is that the air movement on the microphone, on the diaphragm, will give you sound that you don't want. You'll hear the sound of a microphone moving through air. So if you're moving into the air with the back of the microphone, you're still getting the dialogue, and you're not getting the air hits, and then you cue.
Let's go one step further than just learning the cue during the rehearsal. Let's do it at the beginning of the day with some script prep. When you're handed your sides, get out your highlighters and mark up each actor with a separate color. What the colors allow you to do is really get to know your script a lot better. If you have quick lines back and forth, you'll have different colors on your page, or if you have a page of just one color, you don't need the cue at all. Marking up the script like this will allow you to be more confident throughout the day. So while we're moving the boom back and forth, what else do we need to consider on set?
Okay, so once you've got your actors' lines, where they're going to deliver them, the performance. The other aspects you've got to consider are your frame lines. So your camera operators are going to give you your lenses. You'll know your frame line. You should know them if you want to check it. You just drop it in there, have them look on the lens and be like, are we clear?
Clear. So if it's all black though, and let's say it's black up here,
black.
How do we know though we actually did?
Oh, we got a little super secret. Did you bring it? You could do the
tiniest of slivers.
Usually you get the smaller bit and you can just do that around, and sometimes in a really dark set, but the camera operator can see that, catches the eye a little bit better. They can be like, oh, you're close, but you're safe, or you're in, you need to come up. Or sometimes they have a move and they ask you to give them a little bit of air, and you work that all out before you roll.
You will sometimes come into a situation where you need to boom from below. Those situations exist usually when the sound that is offending, say a background noise, is below the actors and you are above in a higher location. Think about like on a rooftop. You wouldn't want to boom from above because you're going to get all the traffic noise down below. So what you want to do is boom from below, and you may not have anything above the actors at all. Another time you have to boom from below is when you have very hard light coming in from above. Usually think about this like a par can in a ceiling. There's no getting around it. You're going to be casting shadows all over your actor. So what you need to do is come in from below. One thing to think about though when you are booming from below is frame line. Often booming from above, you only have a small little bit of headroom. But booming from below, you're definitely going to run into frame line a lot more. So be very conscious of where you place your boom mic.